Welcome back, guys, to another video. And today we will be recapping the Housewives of Atlanta season 16. I believe we are now on episode 3 or 4 at this point. But yeah. For me, this episode was it got spicier when it was leading up to the ending of the episode because that's where we had the big Shamia versus Angela. Now, we started off the episode with Britt Edie, but I don't know, guys. What are your thoughts on the new girls? Are you feeling them? For me, I think I kind of prefer Kelly and also, what's her name? I think I prefer Kelly and also Angela at this point. Britt Edie, I don't know. She's still warming up to me, but each episode I watch, it's like I am not necessarily too much of a fan of her, but we'll see future wise. No, we started off the episode where we've got into I believe it was Britt Edie with her husband's family. So she started off by saying that that the whole Kenya of it all came back up again. And this is why I am not too fond of Britt Edie. It seems that one little thing she had with Kenya, she keeps forevermore bringing it up. I don't know if it's the producers keep asking her to bring it up in scenes, but it's getting at this point just tiring, and it just seems to me forced, and it seems like you're just trying to have a moment with Kenya, and it doesn't. We all know what really transpired or what went down afterwards with the two of them. So it just seems to me, if this is the build up to what went down or to why you guys are beefing or whatever, it seems forced. And it's so forced to where you got Kenya took it way down lower, and now I am watching this show and I'm not seeing what it is that led you to feel as if like you need to come so hard when it comes on to Kenya. And I think that was the only thing for me why I'm like, it's just, I don't know, where are we at a table with your family? And of course, this is why I feel like maybe it's producer triggered, because I found it odd that her sister-in-law just like if everybody was being nice, and it was like her moment to basically mention that Kenya was not being nice. And yeah, her husband wants to have a child like tomorrow, but she wants to have a ceremony first. So we see that little indifference basically between the two of them when it comes on to what do they want to do first. The next thing is she also went to speak with her sister, and this is where we kind of learned a little bit more about her, where she said her dad died, she didn't have any money, and she had to do a GoFundMe, and that kind of pushed her into doing insurance. She had her company, and now her and her sisters are kind of on a shaky path because one of the sisters did not like the way how bossy or whatever she was. So she left. And then the other one found out that she was planning to sell the company or something like that. And she basically decided to slack off, and she ended up had to fire her. So now they create this rift between the sisters. And so I learned a little bit more there when it came on to her. But I don't know, something about Britt Edie, it just seems to me like I am not getting her true representation. I feel like she is playing it up. And then she also was bragging about how she was a video vixen, she dated Rick Ross, and I don't know, and she just gives me love and hip hop. Like, I'm not getting Housewives from her. I know she's younger, and yes, we need that fresh blood. But the way she carries herself, especially the way how she dressed when she went to the mommy and daughter thing, like, it just gives me love and hip hop. And I think they casted her for the wrong show, because I'm not getting Housewives from her. We moved on to where we finally had a meetup, which I found strange, but I'm happy for this one-on-one so quick in the season. It was now between Kelly and Portia. There was no third party. There was no one to mediate. It was just two of them. I found this scene really chopped and screwed and really confusing, because at one point I was saying to myself, like, why are we talking like like chop chop, do you want drinks? No, she don't want drinks. You should try the drinks. Drinks is whatever. And then it led to where they started to somewhat get into the conversation with which I thought that maybe Kelly would have brought it up again to find out from her, did you steal that lady's husband? But it was just more about feeling the energy. And then Kelly saying that Shamia brought to her that said, any questions you ask Portia. To my understanding, that's not what I got from the scene. She pretty much asked the question first when it was the three of them sitting down, which was Brits, Shamia, and Kelly. She asked the question and Shamia explains what happened during that relationship or whatever. And the day of her party, she had Kelly came earlier to let her know, look, both of y'all are my friends. She doesn't feel comfortable discussing whatever. So if any other questions you may have, direct them to Portia. But Kelly is basically making it sound as if she just said, I'm not answering anything, go ahead and ask Portia. And that is now creating that necessary drama, as we can see it between now Portia and Shamia, because that is not what I got from the conversation. And it's sad that just by your choice of words, it creates this narrative as if that Shamia is being messy, where I found it that she was just actually being a friend, more friend than what I believe Portia is when it comes on to Shamia. But I digress. We got to the next scene where we had Drew, who was in the studio. She basically was also having Kenya, Cynthia, and Angela joining her in the studio. And of course, what I love and why we miss Kenya is she moves a scene along so quickly. We did not have time to sit and have Drew sitting, asking if who wants champagne and who wants water. It was all about, is Dennis coming? Because this is why we're all here for. We're in a studio. We know that Dennis is your EP for the album. Let's get to the drama. We don't have time to sit and talk about champagne and water. So, of course, she was creating around the conversation. And again, why Kenya is needed, she redirected the conversation to, is Dennis coming? And then that's where she starts to explain that, oh, he was supposed to be here because they were supposed to be picking a single. And also, we also get where she starts to get into how she doesn't really talk to Dennis like that on the phone. And of course, we got the flashback where they have spoken on the phone. And this is why at times Drew loses me. 1 minute you're speaking so overly dramatic, which comes off very performative. And then the next minute you're saying stuff like you don't really speak with him. You speak through text message, when we clearly see that you guys have conversations on the phone. You have him saved in your phone as Dennis Bro. Then you're saying that your guys' friendship is not a friendship, it's more business related. Then at 1 minute when you were at the Shamia's party, you were saying that he was your saving grace or angel or something like that. This is why it is like literally so confusing to keep up with what Drew is giving or saying, because which is it? Is it a business relationship? Is it that you guys are friends? Is it a friendship and he's also working with you? Is it that you guys are both dating or screwing? What is it? Because we, the audience, are left confused. Because if it wasn't for these flashbacks, we just literally just have to go with whatever she's saying. And this is where I am literally just a bit confused when it comes on to Drew. And it's not needed. And of course, can you ask, is Dennis defending you? Because of course, persons are having her name to say that she's now going off of Portia's baby daddy. And of course, she is taken back by the choice of words. But literally, if we call a spade, like that's what the streets are saying, Drew. So what is it? Are you dating? Are you guys just friendship? What is it? Because it's really confusing at this point. The next thing is Shamia and her sisters. And again, Shamia is giving us true personal story. And she spoke with her sisters regarding the complications when it comes on to her daughters and how hard it has been and how her sisters have been her saving grace or assisted her when it came on to with her daughters and stuff. And this is what I like to see when it comes on. And I really remember when they announced Shamia as being a housewife, I remember persons were like, Shamia, who wants to see Portia's lapdog? Of course, she's going to be there. She's going to be that. And then by the first episode, when everybody saw how much money she makes or she has or she, whatever, all of a sudden everybody is here for Shamia, here for Shamia. And sometimes they always say there's three sides to the story. And we only got one side of Shamia when she was a friend of. So it's nice now to see more of a personal side to her. And of course, the luxury is good to see, but we get to now see a personal side to her story where we can more understand her and not just see her as Portia's shadow at this point. The next thing is we have Drew, who met up with her lawyer, where she was discussing the whole Ralph separation, and her lawyer was giving her the rundown. And basically, the holdup is Ralph has still not turned over his finances, so there is nothing they can move forward when it comes on to the divorce, because that needs to, I guess, be shown. And of course, the fact that she wanted the divorce details to be sealed, now the judge is now going to unseal it. So, the public will have knowledge to all of what is going down. And to me, yes, she may not have shared everything, but we've seen enough on the show. So I don't think anything that really would have come out will be really be that surprising, because we kind of seen enough when it came on to the both of them. But yeah, we got to the next scene, which is the final scene. And this scene is basically Kelly has having an event where she has Will Balmain, and she is carrying the girls with their child or daughters to this event. And this is where we got the showdown when it came on to Shamina and Angela. And this is so ridiculous and unavoided. Like, I don't think all of this was needed. I don't think there needed to be a beef between the two of them. But Shamia came in saying that, well, first Angela wanted to clear the air, and then Shamia was like, "Are we the representative or whatever?" And it just went downhill from there. And this is where we got the Shamina, and then also Angela calling Shamia Flavor Flav. And I guess it's a shade for shade. And I hope it's not going to carry on for the entire season, because I think this was just all a misunderstanding, and I don't think it's something that needs to be dragged out for the entire season between the two of them. But I don't know currently if the two of them are on good terms. But this is where we have the showdown between the both of them, and I think this is something that does not need to carry on. Of course, we had Portia just sitting on the side, and this is the problem where we have with Portia is Shamia is going back and forth and defending you, and when it comes on to you, you're just sitting playing in your hair. You're not helping her. The only time I saw you really went over to her is when you were trying to get the mess, and just giggles and laughs. I'm not seeing where you are also helping to defend your friend. And I'm sure you can, because you do have a mouth on you, as we see how you dealt with Drew. We will just love to see you show up as well for Shamia. I don't know what goes behind closed doors if you actually do, but I would love for you to actually do so in front of the cameras, because it looks ridiculous where she's always there for you and you're not there to assist or be there for her as well. And that's the problem that we, the audience, is seeing when it comes on to y'all's friendship. So yeah, Britt Edie, she came, and this is the thing why I said she wants an issue with Kenya, because she came, she acknowledged Kenya. Kenya got up, greeted her, complimented her, hugged her. And I'm still confused as to what issues does she really have with Kenya, because I'm not seeing where Kenya is giving you any negative energy or being rude or anything like that. So, and we know if Kenya doesn't like you and has issues with you, it would definitely show. So I am not understanding exactly what it is that Kenya has done to you so much that you need to carry this on for so long to where you get yourself or your ass embarrassed on TV because you decided to pick an issue over the fact that she asked you about a simple ring. Like, I don't understand the whole concept or reason behind it, but help me understand. Maybe there's more to the story that I'm not seeing, but help me understand it, because I am not understanding what is the main issue here with you. But that was, oh yeah. So Drew came, of course, she was using the same makeup artist as Portia, hence why I guess the both of them kind of started to look like each other. She came and she did mention from the studio that Portia said that she would love for them to meet up and have a discussion. Of course, she came with her sister. We all know who her sister is. And she wanted to then have the conversation then and there with Portia. Portia was not there for it because, of course, she said she saw that Drew's sister was also there. And for me, I think that was a dumb move on Portia's side because when you were at Shamia's birthday party, you had Shamia there and you pretty much did not care about dogging her out in front of everybody there. So what if she has her sister there with her to help her or be her defense or anything? Because you have Shamia. Shamia is your defense. So why cannot she also have her defense there or not? But I think it was a lame move on Portia where she was like she doesn't want to have that conversation with her. And that's where the episode kind of ended. And we'll see next week how this conversation, if it does happen, goes down between Drew and Portia. And of course, we are kind of starting to now also see the further rift between Kenya and Britt. But let me know, guys, in the comment section what your thoughts were on the episode. Remember, guys, to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. How much do you rate this episode out of 10? And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, y'all.